This guy got a job at an abandoned pizzeria, but he doesn't know yet that at night all the animatronics come to life. This is the film Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's really horrifying. Scared night guard tries to hide from something intimidating and crawls into a ventilation duct. The man drops his torch and keeps running away from the anonymous enemy, but he ends up in a dead end. The night guard is placed inside some terrifying mechanism. Another wild cry is heard. We can see that there are lots of pictures hanging on the walls of the building. They depict children and a yellow rabbit. A guy named Mike Schmidt is awakened by his alarm. He wakes up his younger sister Abby and goes to work. He is a security guard in a large shopping mall. Mike sees a boy who seems to be lost. A man grabs the boy's hand, and Mike immediately assumes he is a kidnapper. Mike starts chasing after the man, attacks him, and they both fall into a fountain. The guy ends up at a police station. Turns out the man wasn't a kidnapper, he is the boy's real father. Of course, Mike gets sacked immediately. A career counselor, Steve Raglan, offers him a job as a night guard at an abandoned restaurant with the name Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Mike promises to think about it. He returns home and sees his sister drawing again. The girl is very lonely and she always invents imaginary friends for herself. Mike takes sleeping medicine and plays a recording of birds singing to fall asleep quicker. In his dreams, he sees his past. He organized a picnic with his parents. They are cooking burgers and having a great time. We learn that Mike had a younger brother named Garrett. However, the boy got kidnapped during the picnic. In the morning, Mike goes to the social services. His Aunt Jane wants to take Abby because Mike is unemployed and mentally unstable. Mike realizes that he needs to find a job urgently. The guy calls Steve Raglan and agrees to work as a night guard. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria used to be a very popular restaurant, but it got closed a long time ago. Mike comes to the first shift. This is a rather horrifying place with power outages. The guy's job is just to look at the screens and not let anyone in. Mike plays one of the old videotapes and watches a commercial for this entertainment center. Here, children could play with animatronics. They are special robots that used to walk all over the center and interact with kids. The recording gets interrupted. Mike takes a torch and sets out to find those very animatronics. He sees dozens of kids' pictures on the walls and hears some noise. The guy finds a warehouse with animatronics, but it seems like they are all inoperable. In the middle of the night, Mike falls asleep and sees the same dream about the family picnic. The story repeats and Garrett gets kidnapped again. However, this time 5 more children show up in the forest. They are 4 boys and 1 girl. Mike asks them if they saw who kidnapped his brother, but the children don't reply anything and run away. Mike tries to catch up with one of the boys, but at this moment his alarm wakes him up. His first shift is over. Mike returns home and thanks his neighbor Max for looking after Abby. In the evening, Mike meets his Aunt Jane. Turns out this cunning woman pays the young woman to spy on Mike and Abby to find some compromising information on them. However, all this time Max hasn't seen anything suspicious. Aunt Jane is seething with rage. Then, Max's brother suggests infiltrating the entertainment center where Mike works and causing a disturbance there so that Mike loses his job again. Mike gets ready for working another shift. Abby wants to come with her brother, but Mike refuses. At night, Mike peers into the screens again. Everything seems to be quiet and he falls asleep. In his dream, he sees the 5 unknown children. Mike begs them for help, but they run away. Mike catches up with one of the boys, and the boy injures his hand with a sharp object. Mike wakes up and sees that none of the CCTV cameras work. The speaker plays loud music, lights flicker, Mike reboots the system, the camera starts working, and Mike sees a police car and a woman in a uniform near the entertainment center. The guy opens the door. The young woman says that her name is Vanessa Shelley. She notices blood on his hands, walks in and bandages his wound. Vanessa tells him that no guard has worked here for more than 2 weeks. The young woman turns on the animatronics. They look both cute and very terrifying. These robots can sing and dance, however, soon they freak them out rather than amuse them. Besides, they break down right in the middle of their performance. Vanessa also says that the center closed down in the 1980s after 5 children went missing. Their bodies were never discovered. When Mike returns home, Max's brother and several more bandits sneak into the building. They want to steal anything valuable and break everything there is to break. The criminals are smashing the children's arcade machines, turning everything upside down, and they are going to start a fire. The animatronics, however, really dislike this, and they are going to take revenge on the unwelcome guests. The mechanical robots attack the bandits and deal with them brutally. Max's brother is the only one left alive. He is trying to hide, but of course, the animatronics find him. Max is sitting in the car and notices that her brother has been away for too long. She walks into the entertainment center and sees a boy here who is asking her to follow him. The young woman follows him and ends up right in the jaws of one of the animatronics. In the afternoon, Mike gives his sister a guard badge as a gift. The girl begs her brother not to give her to Aunt Jane. Vanessa comes to them. The police officer says that someone broke into the entertainment center. Mike says to the young woman that he had a brother. However, he got kidnapped right before his very face. No one has been able to find the boy. From then on, he has been reliving this moment every night to find out who kidnapped him. Mike is trying to call Max, however, she doesn't pick up the phone. He has no one to leave Abby with, and that's why he has no choice but to take Abby with him to work. He puts her to bed. Then he tidies up the place after the break-in, mopping the floor, picking up glass shards and putting the thrown-about tables back in their place. In the middle of the night, Mike puts on his headphones and falls asleep. Someone walks into Abby's room. The girl wakes up and sees animatronics. In his dream, Mike sees the strange boy again. Mike realizes that he is one of the 5 kids that went missing from the entertainment center. He asks him for help again. He sees a drawing of a rabbit on the sand and wakes up. Mike hears Abby scream. She is surrounded by the animatronics. He grabs a chair and rushes to rescue his sister. But she doesn't need help. The animatronics were just tickling her. Now, these metal robots are her new friends. They are Bonnie, Foxy and Chica. Mike can't understand who controls the animatronics. Abby is not afraid of them at all and gives them one of the drawings as a gift. Frightened Mike takes the girl home in a hurry. He notices that many drawings depict the 5 children. They are the animatronics. Mike tries to explain to his sister that the animatronics are possessed by the ghosts of the missing children, and he finally tells her the story about Garrett. Abby says that the boy with blonde hair has already told her this story about some yellow rabbit. The following night, Vanessa visits Mike during his shift. She sees that he's taken Abby with him to work and she really doesn't like it. But the girl wants to play. That's why they are having fun with the animatronics, trying not to think about why they are acting as live beings. Vanessa advises Mike to never again take Abby here, but Abby has a different opinion about it. She loves the animatronics. Alas, one of them accidentally shocks her. The girl is okay, but Mike realizes that indeed he can't keep her here. On the next day, Mike invites Aunt Jane and asks her to look after her niece. The girl storms into her room and destroys her drawings. Meanwhile, Mike buys sleeping pills in a pharmacy. Then he goes to the entertainment center and takes a large dose of them. And there he is in his dream again. This time everything looks completely different. The 5 strange children show up and tell Mike that he can stay with Garrett forever if he gives them Abby. Mike refuses and everything disappears. Then the strange children show up again and attack him. Mike wakes up and sees that he is tied to a torture device that is trying to shred his face. He breaks free from the devilish device and tries to escape from the pizzeria. But the animatronics don't want him to leave. In the meantime, Aunt Jane demands Abby to leave the room. The girl refuses and the aunt turns on the TV. A yellow animatronic, Freddy, and a boy with blonde hair come to Abby and ask her to return to the entertainment center. The girl sees that the animatronic has dealt with Aunt Jane, but this doesn't upset her that much. She gets into a taxi with him and then they go to the pizzeria. Mike regains consciousness at the police warehouse. Vanessa walks in and tells him that she found him at the entertainment center. He was seriously injured. Finally, Vanessa tells Mike the whole truth. She is the daughter of a serial killer, William Afton, who kidnapped Garrett and 5 more children. He hid their bodies in the animatronics, and now he controls their souls. The hero realizes that the mechanical robots want to make Abby one of them. Meanwhile, the unsuspecting girl is having fun with her friends. Mike rushes to the pizzeria, having grabbed the needed equipment to break the animatronics. He crawls inside through the ventilation duct and disables Bonnie and Foxy with a taser. At this moment, Chica, the animatronic, tries to make Abby get inside a special animatronic costume with inner spring mechanisms. Mike enters the scene, disables Chica, and rescues his sister. Together, they are trying to escape from the pizzeria. However, yet another animatronic attacks Mike. Mike manages to fight it off. Foxy approaches Abby. The girl hides in the swimming pool with balloons. The mechanical fox is about to find her. However, Vanessa rescues her. Unexpectedly, an animatronic wearing a yellow rabbit costume shows up. He attacks Mike. He says that he is William Afton. After that, he restores all the animatronics and delivers numerous powerful blows to Mike. Vanessa is trying to stop her mad father. However, he is a lot stronger and injures her seriously. In order to free the animatronics from Afton's control, Abby draws a picture of him killing the missing children. The girl shows the drawing to the animatronics, and they attack Afton. One of the mechanical robots bites off a piece of his costume. This activates the eternal spring lock mechanism, which injures him severely. The entertainment center begins to crumble. The animatronics drag Afton to one of the rooms and lock him there. Mike and Abby carry injured Vanessa out of the crumbling pizzeria. Several weeks go by. Mike and Abby return to normal life. The girl became more talkative and friendly. Mike visits Vanessa at the hospital. She is in a coma. We see the ghost of the blonde boy watching dying Afton as he closes the door.